So we've covered a lot on value chain emissions to date, from the 15 Scope 3 categories to several levers to reduce emissions. Today, we'll explore how applying a carbon price to your value chain emissions can inform internal decision-making. I'm Ashley Olsen, the founder of Evolveable Consulting. We provide sustainability and circular solutions to companies around the world. And if you're looking for strategies to understand and influence your value chain emissions, you'll love this series, so keep watching. So putting a price on carbon. Many companies have an internal price of carbon to help understand the impact and economic variability of investing in new projects or as part of a decarbonisation strategy. Essentially, you're assigning monetary value to your emission performance. This is also a critical consideration of your company's exposure when performing a climate change risk assessment. It is critical that CFOs are across carbon pricing internally now to understand the liabilities on their books. Given the push to provide low carbon products, understanding the carbon intensity of your supplier's products and applying a cost of carbon provides you with an understanding of magnitude of emissions and true cost of your product. If you trade internationally, you may encounter this sooner rather than later with the introduction of the carbon border adjustment mechanisms. For most companies, the majority of emissions will sit in your supply chain. Therefore, the majority of emissions liability and exposure is embedded within the supply chain. Here's a couple of points why. So sustainable procurement that we covered a while ago, a price on carbon will assist in choosing lower carbon intensive materials. Concrete is a classic example. It will also put pressure on suppliers to develop lower carbon products. This is a system change required to drive large-scale emission reductions. End-of-life considerations. So by considering the emissions associated with the use phase and disposal at end of life, this will begin to influence design of the product. We're seeing this play out in the electric vehicle and battery sector at the moment with the introduction of battery digital passports. Finally, investments. Given the majority of emissions typically sit in a company's value chain, as part of a decarbonisation strategy, it may actually be more cost effective to invest in a hotspot in the supply chain to create a step change in your product's emission intensity. This could have a far greater impact on product intensity than an internal project to reduce direct emissions. If you like this video, make sure to follow us on LinkedIn right now so you don't miss the future parts of this series. If you want assistance in applying and integrating a carbon price to your value chain or understanding potential exposures with different climate change scenarios, please reach out to us through LinkedIn or head to evolveable.com. Thank you.